welcome back everyone, and it's, say with me guys, time to go balls deep, because prediction magic is just way too powerful. Your mana and support has put us in overdrive, and I can't thank you enough of how strong our Black Clover community is. Now, I know this is getting quite ridiculous, and some of you may actually believe that I am Tabata's friend, because, you know, I am. You are my friend! But honestly, without your support every single week, smashing that like button, I mean, holy shit, we hit 20,000 last week. Like, you actually helped me out. I can't believe how great this community is. And I hope we can make 20,000 likes a norm on this channel. Can we try and do that again, please? Of course! Anyway, thanks to Kevin, 5 Leaf of Despair. I don't even know how to say that one. King Fades, SG Sammy, and many more of you guys in the comment sections that make this much more fun and enjoyable each week. With that, we are finally releasing my Wizard King merch, of course, baby. Check it out. Don't I look fire? Look at my bling, fam. I'm Julius's long lost brother, if you didn't know. That's why our predictions are so amazing, just like his. Damn! That shit good! Please guys, it would mean a lot to me if you can support this channel even further by buying a shirt. The link will be in the description and pinned comment. I love you guys, full homo. Hey yo, what the fuck? Now, as always, the first part of the video will be my opinion with balls deep predictions, and the second half I'll explain all the theology, history and inspiration Tabata is using to shape the story of Black Clover. So, as we all know by now, balls deep prediction magic came true, as Yami and William along with the other arcane mages are needed so that the devils of the underworld could enter this world and take over. This must be Lucifer's greater plan, as he is using Dante as a pawn to circumvent his own plan. As I explained last week regarding the history of Dante's Inferno and where Tabata got inspired from for the creation of this arc, currently with all the information that we know, the one question that sticks out the most is regarding why Lucifer hasn't incarnated himself into Dante, right? We know for a fact that demons want to incarnate themselves into humans by making them fall into despair and gaining their 5-leaf grimoire, or let's say Spade Grimoire of Despair. Zagrid, the word magic devil, stated this himself around chapter 196, where he said, while imperfect, it is still my body for the first time in centuries. It's good to be back. Furthermore, in chapter 198, he points out after taking Patri's grimoire, I possess both my body and pitch black grimoire. I can manifest my true form and power as a devil in this world now. Therefore, this brings me to the logical conclusion that the reason Lucifer hasn't taken over Dante's body to gain his true form is because he actually has a greater reason or plan. One reason could be Tabata following the concept of Dante's Inferno, in which it was depicted in the theology that Lucifer is sealed away in a giant ice-like crystal that has shunned him away from society for rebelling against God. We saw this giant lake crystal in chapter 239 before Dante set off to capture Yami to unlock the two worlds. So if you are confused, please check out my video from last week and watch the last 10 minutes to be on the same page as everyone in this community. Moving on, another theory that has gained even more evidence is regarding the anti-magic demon. This theory was regarding the fact that he wants revenge against the other demons due to his past. Well, in chapter 246, he states to Asta that he wants to kill and he won't forgive. This links back to Dante's ideology regarding the use of Weg magic and what the true emotions of humans are. Remember, in chapter 242, Dante claimed to Asta, when you unleash your darkest emotions, that's when you're the most human. Asta responded like a Chad that he is by admitting that even he gets bad feelings at times, but having a strong heart to control them help him do what's right, and that's what makes him human. So that's another piece of evidence that Lucifer, just like the anti-magic demon within Asta, he must be tempting Dante and brainwashed him with an ideology to bring the underworld to this realm. The reason Asta never gives into the anti-magic demons, such as in chapter 97, even in chapter 246, is because his current will is too powerful to let go of control. He almost did before when he thought Gorsh died, but he found out that he lives with Key, right? When the Witch Queen tried to use blood magic on Asta, even in his unconsciousness, he didn't want to kill Noelle, which shocked her completely. This even foreshadows even more of our other theory that Asta could be from the bloodline of being the person that protects Yuno. You know, the bloodline that Ralph is from? Asta could be from there. That's why maybe he just didn't kill Noel even when he was unconscious. So since we know the anti-magic demon wants revenge, right? Him saying he is the closest person to Asta but he doesn't know it yet, it must be because he relates with him the most in terms of how society treated him, such as being of lower class, just like Lucifer said he was in chapter 243, and having weak magic. There must be discrimination in the demon society as well. As I said, Asta's demon would never have a chance to incarnate himself or even have a host in the first place if there wasn't a mannerless person in this world, because his magic kills the host and the life force energy such as flowers or other things that we see all the time. Asta is the only person for him. Oh wait, that sounded kind of gay. Gay! The point of the story is that Asta and the anti-magic demon need one another and they make each other powerful. It's kind of like Naruto. Now, if you want a video where I cover every single piece of evidence and theory regarding the anti-magic demon, on who he could possibly be or where the story could go, please smash that like button and notification bell. Let's get to 20,000 and I'll make sure to get around to it. Moving ahead, Dante is having this orgasm of excitement. Man's laughing his head off like, wait, what the fuck? No, he sounds, what was he gonna sound like? Oh shit, I coughed on my own laugh. Yami realizes that Dante is a legit nut job, declaring that he has to kill him here and now, otherwise his plan will end up coming true. Keep in mind, Yami has already experienced the detrimental outcomes of facing Zagrid, so he's thinking if multiple demons come into this world, it's game over for everyone. I mean, look at my man's face while he's smoking his cigarette, bruh. He's like, this is gonna be my last cig, fam. He's like, oh shit. And you guys know what it means when Yami stops smoking, right? Yami Matu, Shigengiri, Higam. Dante reveals that he has two types of magic. Vanessa confirms that he used a whole different power. So this could mean that he steals magic from other users, since Zenon stated that he wants to take William's magic for himself. I mean, that's quite a specific word choice, or, you know, it could be because of the devil having one and he has his own. It was completely unexpected because up to this point, the only way this was possible was if your grimoire was fused with someone else's, which we saw with Mars. If this is true and the devil's magic and the magic of the host are two separate things, then this means the whole Dark Triad has two types of magic, right? And they're even more broken than we expected them to be. This just makes the Triad even more intimidating villains, and this also means that if Asta's magic was locked away per se and he's able to get it back, then he'll potentially be just as strong as them in the future. Also, this practically confirms yet again that Asta has no magic and is only circumventing power from the anti-magic demon by his choice. I mean, to be quite fair, Yami even questions if this is magic. It could be scientific experiments that they did to make sure that they live longer and can regenerate. Name me one freaking shonen that doesn't let an antagonist have that ability. Of course! From the glimpse of the flashback, we can see how Dante killed Yuno's father, as he says it was boring and nothing was filling up his evil intentions. So one day he decided to betray the Spade Nation for his own benefit. Dante has showcased every single characteristic of the Dark Triad of personality traits. At this point, it's very fair to say that Varnaka, Zenon and Dante share these attributes and they form one union of a destructive family. They are all siblings after all, named Socrates. Moving ahead, we cut to the Spade Nation where we witness a few Spade Magic Knights discussing the rumor of a Clover Kingdom spy in their kingdom. This is what I explained to everyone in my chapter 240 analysis regarding the concept of spies. We have evidence from Julius when making announcements in chapter 105, for example, that the Golden Dawn defeated Spade invaders, spies and officers to gain their stars. Therefore, introducing another member of the Black Bulls as a spy makes perfect sense to me. This was foreshadowed even further in chapter 2, where Yami stated that members of the Black Bulls are scattered doing missions and not all are present. In addition, it states that there isn't a sane person in this group at all. Furthermore, in the manga panel, we see a silhouette of two people we have not seen before. Everyone else can be identified, even Henry, who was also identified 150 chapters later. This clearly means Tabata has some sort of idea of the design on the other members, and they may be the vice captain of the Black Bulls or someone completely new. Also, in chapter 142, we saw the shoes of this mage in the panels. It could be vice captain, we just don't know. A girl, a boy, who knows? All I can say is that we're all really excited. Moving forward, the Black Bull spy finds the concepts and experiments that Dante mentions to Yami. The panel shows the concept of the Tree of Life, which the 10 Apostles of Sephiroth concept came from, that the elves are associated with. I'll explain this theology later on in the video. Anyway, a Spade Nation knight discovers the spy and he tries to attack him, but it is revealed that the Black Bull member can move in the shadows. This is perfect for a spy and they get destroyed instantly. Now, in my opinion, the question on how Julius had so much knowledge regarding the other nations and devils compared to all the other people must be because of his history and secret missions. This Black Bull member could have been sent by Julius Novachrono to investigate the Spade Nation, as Julius also must have known about the truth of Asia's death. Noelle's mother died from a devil curse, and that was the truth. Asia died at 32 years old, whilst Julius would have been 26. So they definitely must have known each other since they were both famous. Think about it. Kira the king, he didn't give a shit about demons, nor did any of the regular human beings even believe that they existed for 500 years in the kingdom. Only Lumiere, the first wizard king, he found out about devils because he read a book 500 years ago, as he stated himself. So this brings up the logical conclusion that Julius Novachrono found out about demons through learning about Asia's death once he became wizard king, or maybe he read books just like Lumiere. Remember how Julius said he knows of Garja already and fought him once before, calling him a formidable opponent? To me, this is one way of explaining how Julius told Asta and the others that the Spade Nation worship an ancient evil that resides in ice. Otherwise, how did he have this knowledge but no one else did? Julius has these predictions, how does he have all this information? Okay, now let me explain the Tree of Death and the research the Black Bull spy found in this chapter. Black Clover Chapter 246 confirms that the Tree of Life, connected to the concept of the Jewish Kabbalah as the counterpart, it's called the Tree of Death. Comparing the designs side by side, you can see that Tabata took this illustration from the Kabbalah. One heavy aspect of the Kabbalah is the depiction of both light and darkness as a necessary aspect of the world system. So when Dante explains the plan to Yami, we see the concept of the Tree of Death, which in the Kabbalah translates to Qliphoth. Qliphoth means the emanations of the left side and are ways to describe evil that oppose the Sephiroth. They are literally the peels, shells or husks and the representation of evil or impure spiritual forces in Jewish mysticism, the opposites of the holy Sephiroth that the elves represent in Black Clover. The Qliphoth realm of evil is also termed Sitra, Ahra or the other side, which confirms why the word magic devil called his magic otherworldly and kept talking in the manner, because Tabata got inspired from this very concept. The Qliphoth are metaphorical shells surrounding holiness that obscure the divine light of the Sephiroth. The Qliphoth are represented by demons who live in what we call the palaces of impurity. Why the Qliphoth are seen as evil? They are seen as necessary aspect of creation. Without something obscuring the full light of God, it would overwhelm reality, and reality as we know it would cease to exist. This explains why Dante says to Asta, Yami, and he declares his ideology that he believes evil emotions is part of being human, and that being evil is necessary part of life and the most purest of emotions. Dante is playing the role of the Qliphoth concept within Black Clover, as he represents the polar opposite of the 10 Apostles of Sephiroth, who are the Tree of Life. Dante wants the Tree of Death, and Yami is the one that has to slice this dimension open between the two worlds, whilst using Vangelis' magic to open the realms, as he connects the two dimensions with his world tree magic. So just like in Black Clover, Kabbalah distinguishes between the two realms in the Qliphoth, the completely impure and the intermediate. But while a necessary amount of imperfection exists that even Asta admitted to Dante, for example, there is still evil in the total rejection of the good. In the Satanic Temple of the Black Light, it depicts the Sephiroth as restrictive and the Qliphoth as liberating, saying that they are a process of freeing yourself from the forces of the Sephiroth, which is only being good. They see it as breaking off from the universal order as being acceptable, causing destruction, doing all the evil that you want to do in the world is a great thing, just like Dante states to Asta. This is why he is playing this role accordingly in the story regarding the restrictive nature, saying that Asta, you're an idiot for saying what you're saying. Be evil, fam, just like the anti-magic demon is telling you to. fall into desire, fall into temptation just like I did when Lucifer told me to, and I'm a bitch. That's what Dante is, fam. Asta's gonna sort shit out. Overall, I don't want this video to be super long. I'll cut it short here and explain more next week. So please, can you smash that like button for me? Also, follow me on Twitter or Instagram to stay in the loop, and I'll see you guys next time.